Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, to the Turn Left Podcast, episode 92. Very special guest today. This episode is sponsored by Sara Kay Speedshots, TKG Construction, and maybe even Silva Painting. But we'll get into that later. Either way, I've got a very special guest, like I said, for you all, and a very special guest backstage, Frank Silva and Brad Diggs. Come on over, buddy. Thanks for joining me, bro. Don't leave me hanging. Oh.
Just so everyone knows, I'm the first to get introduced and walk in like that. Just saying.
Woo! I'm excited for it. I think it's more proper. It's more like a late night talk show, like you said. Right? Or is that what you said, Brad? Like Regis and Kelly, they never start with the guest already out there, huh? I'm trying to fit this set of headphones over my Santa hat here. I got another person, Ryan, ex-producer of the show, texting me as the show's starting. I'll have to cuss him out next time I see him. Oh, all right, everybody. Welcome back to the Turn Left Podcast, episode 92, which works out perfectly for the number 91 or 92, Frank Silva. Thanks for joining me at Pound again. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Ethan. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem, dude. I've been excited for this one. Thanks for coming out, too, on short notice. I just texted you a couple nights ago.
Yes. Well, you know, it's amazing what alcohol can make you accomplish. So
you didn't wear your, well, we won't talk about your Christmas story costume.
Yes,
you didn't wear that over.
No, we did not. We don't need to bring up the pink bunny.
Okay. Not that you put it on or anything. Oh, yeah, like I said, I also have Brad Diggs backstage. He's going to have to pull the mic way in, but say what's up, Brad Diggs, everybody.
What's happening?
Scoot that chair in, baby. All right, Daddy.
Brad Diggs been hanging around since before he was 21 years old.
Yes.
And I look at him all grown up with 3 kids, married, a house.
That's a very, very long time ago.
His hair looking very styling.
Always.
Very nice.
Hair.
Always, yeah. Yeah, like Brad's got 9 kids, and he was able to still make it over here to the podcast for the backstage. Yep. So thank you, Brad. Thank you again, Frank. I got a bunch to talk about tonight, Frank. Lastly, we'll talk a little bit about this picture that's on the screen here. Was that your last race ever? I mean, obviously it was victorious.
That is that is my last race ever in a car that was completely legal. Just saying.
I know. No, I know. And to be honest, you've raced with the likes of pretty much everybody in that division. You were a legend of the sport, you and your team especially, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that.
But Chapman, I think you were racing against Chapman for the lead that race and ended up besting him. I think he got in a little bit too hot and knocked the tire out of his car. Do you remember anything about that night, and what were those emotions like? Is that your favorite win, or is that a long stretch?
That was a very fun win. I do remember him. Once I got around Jamie Height, and I saw him in the mirror, I knew he was going to get around Jamie.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Jamie. I just know how Mike is. He was coming.
Yeah.
And I know he drove in one time to try to get my bumper and missed. Mm-hmm. And then he got to the inside, and I knew it was going to be my night when we were running side by side and on the outside when we came out of turn 2. Yeah. And I pulled ahead of him. I said, "Oh, well, this could be a long night." One of the rare occasions that I can say I got the better of him. Normally Mike Chapman won that. So I'm not sitting here trying to act like I beat Mike Chapman more than he did me. But, gosh, he's such a hard person to dislike. Because he would bump and beat on you, and you'd be so mad. And afterwards, he'd have that grin on his face and hug you. And you're like, I really, really, really want to dislike you, Mike, but I just can't. You know, it's
kind of like the likes of Dale Earnhardt, not to blow his head up too much. Not
Chapman.
Yeah, let's not even
you
make
said
that
not me. You said that, not me. But no, well, Mike was a great guy. It was fun.
If he's Dale Earnhardt, I'm Rusty Wallace. I will go over there and cuss him out. But no, you're right.
No, I think that, always the most memorable is the first one.
Yeah. And, well, tell me about that, because I was probably a young adolescent at the time.
The first one would have been actually my first full year racing. My brother-in-law, the car builder, Rusty Bennett, put a lot of work into that car. And he worked on it all off season because I bought it towards the end of the season before, which was 2004. And the first race to the South Side, I think it made a lap and cut off.
Really?
Yes. I drove all the way to Tennessee to buy that car. I bought it off of eBay.
Okay, yeah, I know which car you're talking about now. Yeah.
And it made it one lap, and that was when it was actually in my garage. After that race, it was never in my garage again. Rusty said that'll never happen again. But yeah, he put so much work into it, and I remember preseason testing, we were so excited, and the car was terrible.
Yeah.
But he put in the work, and
it wasn't always.
Oh, it was terrible to begin with, and then Rusty, God love him, he's gonna keep digging, he's gonna keep on, and he got it.
Master mechanic, master engineer.
He got it set up, and I remember winning that night, and I was very happy, but I was really, really happy for him because. I know I drove the car, but Rusty did the work.
Was that his first win, too? Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so he had one, because he drives sometimes, too, but was he not driving yet?
No, he started driving afterwards, so that was his first win as a builder, and he did so much work on those, so it was very fulfilling for me, but it was also very, very fulfilling to see him so happy that he had done that.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly, especially because the car started out slow and he made it fast.
Yeah, and I know he was more disappointed than me because, we had the car looking the way we wanted it to. And we went out there for that preseason practice, and I know he was frustrated, but, you're not going to keep him from working on it.
No.
So, and he did a great job. I always give him all the credit in the world for anything I ever won. And, of course, he went on to win races, too. And he did all the work himself. I guess one of the few people for as helpful as Bud Allen is, and, a very good friend of mine, very good friend of his.
Yeah.
I think Bud would be the one to tell you, Rusty always wanted to do it on his own. He wouldn't ask questions. He wouldn't try to get advice from other. He wanted to figure it out on his own.
Yeah, he's mentioned that to me before, too. He's like, everybody will take help, but Rusty Bennett won't. He always wants to do it his way.
He wants to do it his way. So,
and it still works. It's, he's always in the front.
It's admirable. I mean, not, I think Bud's reputation kind of speaks for itself. He knows what he's doing with the cars, and I think maybe Bud kind of appreciated that somebody wanted to beat him heads up, didn't want to get advice, and wanted to go after him.
Yeah, and was able to actually make it very competitive and successful many a times.
Oh, yeah.
And Rusty can drive, too. I mean, he'd won plenty of races.
That's why we call him the bulldozer.
Yeah. We got a bunch. Matt Cheatham. I know Jennifer Allen was commenting in. Try to keep up with it a little bit if you can, Brad. I know that it's a lot going on. And Tina, the night nurse and producer, is still putting the kids to bed. So we got to, I guess, try to keep an eye on that baby monitor, too, if you can, Brad. Let me see.
You got Brad multitasking in the back.
Brad's going to start hosting the show if the baby monitor starts going off, I think.
3 kids. I'm good at this stuff.
Yeah, Brad knows how to do it. So, yeah, man, I agree. First win is always the best. And there's ones that can almost compare, but the first one usually it seems like always has to be the best.
Yes.
And clearly that was the way it was for you. And that was in 2004?
Was it 2000? It might have been 2005 was the first win. And, you know what? 2005, yes, was the first one.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Mike Rudy?
Because that was a great night. And by far and away, I don't know. It might be pretty tight to figure out which was the best night. I think maybe my best night racing wasn't with me winning. It would have been the first night I ever was in a U-Car race. It was Triple 30 Modifieds.
Oh.
And I remember I started sponsoring Kyle in 2003.
Okay.
I might be a year off. It might be.
I was going to ask you about that, yeah.
And, when I first met Kyle, they weren't racing on much of a budget. Kyle, I think, was, he was anywhere
Grand
from
stocks at the time, or was he already in modified?
Okay. Yeah, and he was finishing 7th to 10th. And I remember the first time I gave him a check for $200. Apparently, when I left, they thought they had hit the jackpot.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching him and saying,
we can turn the power back on.
Yeah. I was like, we can, I wanted to put some money into it, and we did. And I went and bought my car and came out to race. And after watching him, I think I bought him a motor and, of course, bought him parts, to get him up there.
Tires, I'm sure, and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Trying to do that. And
Frank's like all the tires.
My first night, as I'm going onto the track, it's the Triple 30s. And Kyle is leading and wins his first ever modified race.
Okay, yes.
And I did not get to see him cross the finish line, but one of the best moments I think I've ever had racing is as I was coming on to the track, instead of taking the car, to the tech shed, Kyle made a point. He ran all the way down and got in the car and hugged me. He was so excited. And fortunately for me, he won 2 that night, so I did get to see the second one.
I was going to mention that.
But that's that ranks right up there. That if my win's number one, that's 1B.
That was your Rusty Bennett feeling because you had contributed to his.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But just to see him so excited, and the fact that he took the time to, he could have just gone about, and he ran down to see me to make sure I knew. So, which is why he's such a good friend, and why I still think he's the best driver. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd shout my sponsors out from Victory Lane. I'm going to go find them and give them a hug. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, sponsors. I don't have any now. But no, I feel you. What got you into – were you always a NASCAR fan? Or, like, what made you decide to start sponsoring him? Like, that was before you even started driving, right?
Yes. And yes, that's my phone texting because people are watching this and probably
Oh,
making
okay,
fun
good.
of me.
I thought it was the baby monitor.
Oh,
is that my phone?
No, that's
okay.
mine. Yeah. No, I don't want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? I was always a NASCAR fan.
Okay.
And really, to be perfectly honest, growing up, I was not a oval track fan. I grew up going to the drag strip. My father drag raced, and drag racing was actually my first love.
Oh yeah.
But it's very, very expensive.
Oh yeah.
But no, I would go to Southside. I've been going, for years, not every weekend, but at least 3 or 4 times a year and watch. Really had a good time. And actually, I started sponsoring Kyle because of his crew chief at the time, now brother-in-law, Brent Banks.
Yeah.
I met him at Taylor's up at Market
Shout out
Square.
to Taylor's.
Shout out to Taylor's, yeah.
Taylor's Bar and Grill, T-Bag for the acronym.
Yes, up at Market Square. And I had actually sponsored loosely Brandon Hendrick because I had done some painting for him.
Yeah.
A couple years before that, and me and Brent got to talking, and Brent's girlfriend at the time told me, he works on a modified, and just kind of put it together, and we rode over to Rusty and Cindy Wood's house one night, my wife Susan and I, and checked it out, and, it's so good because I did not roll into someone. It's really bad when you roll into someone that's got plenty of money because they don't appreciate the sponsorship. Most of the people I have sponsored, like Kyle, Greg Fernandez, when I first met him, he was just getting into late model. They truly appreciate everything that you do.
So you sponsored Greg for a while?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah,
I didn't even know that. He commented in. A lot of people commented in. I know you probably don't do Facebook much anymore, but a lot of people were excited for the episode.
Oh. Well.
This episode.
Oh, well, I mean.
Your episode.
So it's probably good for comic relief, if nothing else.
Yeah. Like, you didn't wear your bunny uniform, but that would have really hit it off.
Mike Rudy said
Maybe
hi.
afterwards.
What's up, Mike Rudy?
Mike Rudy said hi.
Hello, Mike.
And what's up, Corey Bradley?
Oh, hi, Corey.
And what's up, Superfly Bruce Lee? What's up, Troy Carter? I don't know. I just don't understand why his name is that. I've been asking for years. Did you play golf today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shoot pretty well?
82.
Jesus.
That's pretty good, man.
Brad, did you play golf today?
No.
Pull that mic in a little bit.
I said, no, I worked.
Yeah, I know.
A good 10-hour day.
Damn it.
Made no money.
I didn't golf either.
It's okay.
And if I would have, it definitely would have been 82.
Well, we played not too long ago, and we probably lost, 16 to 17 balls? Maybe?
I've gotten a lot better since then.
That's
Last
good.
time I played, I only lost 3 balls.
That's good.
So, but it definitely wasn't an 82, and it definitely wasn't a 90.
No.
Okay? Let's get that straight. You played at Brandamo. You remember there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we got all the Brandamo boys up in here.
Oh, yeah.
We got James up. What's going down?
We got a baby moving in the blankets.
Okay. Well, it'll be okay for now. We'll wait until we hear screaming, and we'll wait until there's blood drawn.
The night nurse is taking care of it.
All right, good.
Oh, okay.
Producer Tina's got
Very
it. She's
good.
already on top of it. All right, back to it. Okay. I remember back in the day also going to Old Dominion Speedway and seeing you there, and you were racing the U-Car division.
Yes.
Stack division, too, back in the day. We were just doing street stocks, which maybe had like 8, 9, 10 cars, maybe 12 on good nights. Because it was when Southside Speedway was closed. Was that when that was happening?
No, I just ventured up there. I believe that David Gauntz from Flatbroke Racing had started going up there. Yeah, and Bud had told me that Mike had gone up there a couple of times, so I wanted to go up there. And this is Old Dominion, not the new Dominion Raceway.
Yeah.
This is
I
Old
know.
Dominion.
The
and,
rough one.
So, yes, so went up there and gave that a try. And it was a lot of fun.
You were pretty decently successful there, weren't you?
I
think the night I was there, you finished third.
No, I had a 4th and a 2nd place.
All right, sorry to
When I was up
disrespect you there with this.
Oh, no.
I was
you're fine.
averaging the two.
No, there we go. Yeah.
And secondly, that's good because I remember the fields being stacked.
They had some big fields, and that was
Not your track either.
that was a rough track too. That was there were some definitely beats and bumps on it, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to go up there.
We had radial tires that would literally rip the radials off.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
come back, and the tire would be like missing half.
Oh, with these wooden bleachers now. It's
Oh,
like, wow. And you pull off this road into this racetrack, and you're like, how in the hell did this get
Oh,
here?
Jesus Christ, what did they build these bleachers with? The Santa Maria? What
Oh,
is
yeah.
this shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Still a fun track, though. It was cool.
It was very fun.
Farther
track.
north, though. Farther away. And
Way farther
you get-
than the new one.
They were talking about us like we were, as far as the street stock guys, they were like, these boys from down south. I'm like, I'm 2 hours away. They act like I was from, like, Arkansas.
Well, everyone from Northern Virginia thinks Richmond is down south.
I know
Let's
that, but
clarify
they were really like leaning
Oh, yeah.
into it hard. They were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"That's south of the Mason-Dixon line, boys. We got up in here tonight." They weren't saying it like that, but they were maybe
Oh, yeah.
putting on an accent on purpose, making fun of us. But yeah. Oh, what's up, Hollywood?
Oh.
Horse
Yeah, I
shit,
don't know
Brad
what he's talking
Dix.
about there.
Well, he's just calling you out, Brad. What do you think about
Maybe
that?
10 hours a day? I don't know. Who
All
knows?
right.
Was
Um,
in Manassas. Yeah.
It was in
It was
Manassas,
in
2
Manassas.
hours away.
Yeah.
Well, that's two different people saying that. So that
That's
he might
Donnie Newman saying
Donnie
it was in
might not.
Manassas.
Yeah. What's up, Donnie Newman, the other 69er? All right. So I remember you going down there. You said you finished second and fourth. Did you ever make it to Langley? Did you ever make it to Shenandoah?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
Oh wow.
The Shenandoah race is still a hard. That's a Mike Chapman story.
Okay, tell me.
So we went down there. We went up there. Mike was there, and someone else. I know Lauren Egerton was there, but there was another Southside regular that went. And it seemed like at that time, whenever a Southside car would show up that was fast, this blue Escort would show up at the track. Anyway, so
Who was that? Do you know?
I could not remember the guy's name. I know Bud Allen will remember the guy's name, but he would show up. Oh, Rusty Bennett went. It was me, Rusty, and Mike went up there.
Okay.
And I got a really good draw. I took off. I was leading the race. I led, I think, 22 of 25 laps. But with the automatic, there was a caution on lap 22 when I was leading.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike lined up behind me on the restart and already knew that I wasn't going to be able to hold it. That track was a little bit bigger and a little bit faster. So he got around me. But then that daggone Escort got around him and ended up winning the race.
Really?
Yes. I cannot remember the guy's name, but I do remember anytime.
Jennifer Allen said
Randy Good.
Yep, that's him.
Yep.
And anytime a Southside car would come rolling up there, apparently someone would get on the phone and say, "Hey, these boys are here." And more often than not, he ended up winning.
Where's he at? Why didn't he ever come down the south side? And did he ever?
No one ever likes to come to Southside. They want us to come to their tracks, but they don't like to come to Southside.
I know that,
You
but if he's
that.
dominating like that, nobody
What?
ever beats Southside guys when they come to their tracks. That's
Well,
why
I
they don't
mean-
like it. He sounded like he could handle his own.
No, Mike beat him. Mike beat him a couple times.
At Southside? Or
no,
at
at
Shenandoah?
Shenandoah.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. So,
So he wasn't like God's greatest, but
No,
he was
but
still
he was
good.
fast. He
Good
was
enough to
fast.
beat
Yeah, he
y'all.
was fast.
Was he from up there in the mountains?
yes, yeah.
He's probably just still got the car sitting on his farm or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Jennifer, I said you beat him a few times. I gave you credit.
she did. I think she might have typed that before you typed it. Yeah, yes. There's a delay here. Y'all, as
Oh,
well.
there's
yeah,
a delay.
yeah.
Mike beat him a few times, but I think Bud and Jennifer would both. He was a fast car.
Yeah.
And Langley was always fun because I was horrible qualifying there, but it seemed like I could always put the car in the top 7 or 8 there. And one of the funniest stories I've ever had racing involved Langley, and it was me and Kyle one Saturday. I said I wanted to go up there, and Kyle was like, "Well, I'll go with you." So he and I towed the car up there, we had 2 1-gallon jugs of water in the cooler. Then we had a jack, a tire pressure gauge, and a torque wrench. And we got there right about the time the last practice was, right in the middle of it. And they were like, "Well, if you hurry up, you can get out for the practice." And we're like, "No, we're all right."
Why were you ill prepared or unexperienced? Or
We were
just
no.
broke,
It wasn't my first time there. We were just lollygagging and
Okay.
taking our time
You're just
getting
like, yeah,
there.
let's get
and,
there, yeah.
Whatever. And we go out to qualify. I think there were 18 cars that night. I think I qualified 15th, and we were like, "Yeah, whatever." And the race starts, and I did what I always did at Langley. I started in the back, and they always just slowed down, and I kept going the same speed. So I went from 15th. I think I finished 6th. We come in after the race, pulled the car on the trailer, backed out, and Kyle was laughing. We were leaving. He's like, "I think these guys are looking at." They go, "Who in the hell are these 2 idiots?
Yeah.
Just show up, put up a top 6 finish, and just leave."
Yeah.
And
With the automatic?
yeah, with an automatic, and just headed on back home. So that was a pretty funny night. That
Those
was
were the good old bucket of tool days.
bucket of tool
Yeah.
days.
Yes.
So yeah, but a lot of funny racing stories seem to involve Kyle Wood.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny how it works that way.
I'm sure you've seen his episode when he was on here. What's up, Wesley Farmer? So yeah, I do remember his first wins in the modified being, the triple 30s. Wasn't his first win ever in a U car at Langley?
Bud Allen U car.
Yes,
Langley.
I should have mentioned that. Yes,
yes.
But so yeah, I'm sure he was excited to return with a U car, even though he wasn't driving it at Langley.
Well, you never really have to twist Kyle's arm to go racing.
Was there any struggles with you when you started racing in general? Like, were you talent wise? Did you get it right away, or were you far behind?
I mean, I
did
feel
people
like
have
the
to like
first
get mad
night,
at you a bunch of times?
the first night I went out, I would think it was Rusty Wood, that kind of told me push it, and when you feel like it's going to break loose, push it, and when it does, then you know where you have to stop. So it took a little getting used to, but it wasn't that bad. He would tell me, and of course, it's one thing in a U car, but I have turned some laps in Kyle's car, and that's a completely different animal. And something
Have
like
you
that.
in the modified?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a white knuckle ride, huh?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Thank you, David Blankenship, for liking the video. Everybody like and share the video if you can. All right, so back to Chapman. Chapman wanted me to mention a story to you about he wrecked you one week, and then you called him the week after to drive your own car.
Yes.
Is that a true story?
That is a true story. My daughters are big into travel sports, and he did wreck me, but, whatever. And
He didn't total you, obviously. 'Cause
no.
you were driving the next week,
The car
or
was
he
still fine. But I was going to Pennsylvania, so it was with my oldest. She was playing field hockey because it was actually the field hockey car. And I called him. I was like, "Well, I'm not going to be here. If you want to drive the car, you feel free to go get it." And he was like, "Absolutely." And went and got it. And
what did he beat you for in the week before? What was he driving?
I honestly cannot remember what he was driving the week before. I don't know whose car he was driving.
I'm just curious, why wouldn't he have got back into that one?
It might have been Kearns' car. He might have been in David Kearns' car.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the 78.
And he came and got the car, and they had twin races that night, and he won the first one, and then the second one, I believe, ended with some people having their shirts off and maybe fights in the pits.
Oh, yes, I remember that. That was at a time when I didn't know Chapman, and I knew Rip through a mutual friend. Oh, I was Team Rip.
Yes,
at the time.
They were.
I had never met Chapman. They were real tight that night, huh? Grappling tight. What's up, Jason Barnes? Yeah, I do remember that night clearly in the pits because I remember the wreck happening, and then Chapman. This is where at the time I got mad at Chapman because I knew he was driving your car, and I knew you at the time. Yeah. So I was rooting for the car, and then the wreck happened, and then Chapman, out of just frustration and being pissed off and wanting to, fuck Rip up, put it in reverse and backed your shit up hard into Rip. I'm like, dude, that's not your fucking car, dude. Like, the caution's already come out. You can't go, bashing people on a caution in somebody else's car. So that's when I was like, all right, now I'm definitely Team Rip for the time being. Obviously, once I ended up meeting Chapman, splitting seat time with Chapman, I was, of course, and hearing the side of the story from Chapman's perspective, of course,
like I said,
understood.
He's a hard guy to dislike.
Yeah, I know.
He is.
Yeah, I know. And even there was a night, it's funny that you say that, there was a night when Chapman might remember this. He might not be listening now, but he will eventually. He went into turn one and dumped the 72 car by accident. And it was on live with I think it was Corey Hardison or whoever was doing the live video at Southside at the time. But there was, Corey Hardison, all the Don Hardison Chicken Pit crew. You used to sit over there, kind of.
Absolutely, yeah, we sat right beside him.
Yeah. And they were all like, "What the fuck, Chapman? What an idiot!" And you could hear TJ, my old roommate, shredding him. You know what I mean? But TJ ended up waiting in line for tickets, and Chapman was getting tickets for his kids the week after. And they saw each other, and TJ was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Or Chapman was like, "Hey, what's up?" And TJ, I can't remember what happened exactly. TJ's like, "Yeah, sorry about saying." He's like, "I don't care." He just laughed I don't give a fuck.
The Hardison crew would call it like it was at the time because actually Jamie had the video of this, and I can hear him when Chapman got around me when we're going back in the next turn. I can hear him going, dive bomb him. You can hear him on the video saying it, and I was like, okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I know. And Corey Hardison deleted his Facebook.
Sorry, not Jamie. Corey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he deleted his Facebook, so the archive of all the Southside Speedway, U-Car, and all that stuff races were gone.
Yeah.
And I prayed that he'd bring it back, and he did, and it was for 4 days. And I thought about downloading all the videos onto my laptop, but I just didn't get around to it. Now he's apparently since then deleted it again, or at least taken it down inactive. So now all the races are gone again. So Corey Hardison, if you're here listening to this, please reactivate your Facebook and just put a non-profile picture or something and just go leave it up for the, like I said, the archive of Southside Speedway races, because they are far and few between nowadays. Lovely producer and night nurse Tina is in studio now. She's been putting children to bed for 9 hours. So thank you to Tina for all the hard work. Cliff Krause. Do you know Cliff Krause?
No.
All right, what's up, Cliff Krause? That happens every
I
once in a while.
saw the one that
like,
Jason Barnes was asking about, wanted to ask about he and I's running, and then the last race of the year. If you want me to tell that story, that was a...
I would love for you to.
Oh, that was interesting.
See, you see Jason Barnes, he's like late model guy working with Lee Pulliam. Everybody forgets that like 5 years ago, he was just a U-car guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I would like to take whatever rocket ship ride to the top that he did. But anyway.
Well, tobacco pays. Tobacco pays.
Is that what industry he's in?
Yeah. He's a farmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll come work at a farm.
we were.
I'm a farmer.
It's Barnes Family Farms, so he doesn't work at the farm. He runs the farm.
I can change my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead with the story then.
We were racing one night and he was behind me and we were in 1 and 2 and he got into me and I felt like he kept his foot in the gas. He said he didn't, but anyway, he pushed me head first down into the inside wall and totaled the car.
Holy shit! The automatic?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So I was very upset. I don't stay upset for very long. So we talked about it afterwards. But the gentleman that built the cars did not exactly let that one go. In the last race of the year, Rusty put him in the wall.
Oh yeah.
And some of his crew wanted to come down and they wanted to come down and talk. But I was getting texts from one of his crew members about Rusty, and I was like, "We're sitting right down here. He's right beside me. If you want to come talk to this guy that's 6'5", you by all means, please come talk to him."
Rusty's a big bitch.
Yeah,
you
so
don't
it's
want
like
to fuck with Rusty Bennett.
And Rusty was just standing on the wall. Looking.
I made up for it a few weeks later. He already commented in.
And he was standing on the wall looking down there, and I was telling him about the text, and he was like, "Well, let him come down here." And I texted back, like, "It's probably best if you don't, because I'm 5'9". I'm not holding him back." So I'm just saying I'm not going to hold him back.
You don't want to take that right overhand from Rusty Bennett, because I can tell you one thing, it's coming from the top. You know what I'm saying?
I might be able to sweep the leg, but
I
can't hold him back.
You better hope you can take him down, ground and pound, right away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kick his knees in.
So that was fun. But no, Jason's a good guy. I'm glad he's had the success he had. I mean, I think everybody that's
Rusty
raced...
disagrees, but either way. I'm just kidding. He didn't know. No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he would say now he's a good guy.
I think everybody disagrees. Excuse me. Not everyone. There are some guys that hold grudges. I didn't really hold grudges because in the end, it was a hobby. I mean, it's a hobby. I don't think any of us are going to make it to the top, and if we were, we would have done it by now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really hold grudges. You just let everything go and move on. I mean, that's not to say there aren't some people that you just don't really like.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, I'd say 99% of the guys out there you like.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
I mean, we always had a good time. I mean,
It's funny you say that, though, because I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking.
Okay. Okay.
No, totally joking. I've always been a huge Frank Silva fan. Anytime that you're in the U-Car race, I always root for you or Rusty. Just because I knew you since way before I was even... I always liked Jamie Height, but I knew you and Rusty before that even, because Alex and Josh, but mostly Alex. How did you and Alex meet?
We met through Brad.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Backstage Brad.
Kyle and Brent Banks met Brad when he was 20, I believe, at a TGI Fridays. Chili's.
Okay.
And haven't been able to get rid of him since.
Damn it.
Coattail.
He's just been hanging around.
The first time I met Frank Silva, he called me the coattailer.
The coattail.
Riding coattails.
I got rid of Brad for a few years. I moved farther away, but now I'm back in Brandonville. He's fucking back all the time.
Can I use the restroom?
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
I will not knock the cord over.
No! Dude, I've done it, and literally it ruined my whole night. All right, Brad, I got a couple questions for you. What's your favorite race? You raced for quite a while. You never did a U-Car race, have you, huh?
No, I wasn't really a racer, though. I was more doing it because of your brother.
I know, but every time we raced, you beat me.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, but that's back when we had, what, like 60 cars on the track?
It's like 43, I think.
And we were drawing pills for positions.
Well, I say 43 because that's NASCAR. I think it was literally like 42 or 43, though.
But I think when you started racing, I probably had a year of experience on you because Josh and I started probably the same year, maybe like full time
Yeah.
with your dad and Josh and Alex.
I would have smoked Josh my first year.
You would probably
I'm
have
just
smoked
kidding.
me.
He doesn't listen to this anyway.
Oh no, you'd have smoked my ass.
I tried. We raced together. You smoked me every time. That's what we're talking about. We raced one year together, and you beat me every time.
But then I think I ran out of money because I kept funding your brother. I mean, every week he would wreck. I was like, well,
Bastard.
another $100. Here
Yeah,
you
I
go.
know. Yeah, back then that was like a quarter of your set. You know,
Oh, man,
like
we were
$100 back then
we
was
were
like.
making $8.25 an hour.
That's why, like, when Frank would call somebody like me or Frank or you or anybody else, like, hey, I got a sponsorship for you. I think you did pay for some tires for Alex and Brad's car.
Absolutely.
I know that he sponsored you, but I
Yeah.
think you even did Alex's car for a little while, and then Alex ended up selling his car, and I think I put it on my car for a little while.
Wow.
Well, because
That's money well spent.
Well, yeah. Well, I ended up. You bought Alex some tires. He ended up selling his car like 2 races later. So he had all these tires. He's like, "Well, I'll just put it on Ethan's car. I'll put graphics on his car that say Frank or Silva painting." So I even rocked the Silva paint for a while. So shout out to that. I didn't win any races, but that was not your fault. That was mine.
Oh,
The tires were They were good tires, and the money was well spent.
you were also racing against Mike Gano.
Yeah.
He wasn't exactly
And
an
Brad.
easy customer
that
to
was
beat.
rough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was pretty much like trying to do the impossible. Trying to find a win back then was like trying to find a needle in an ocean.
It's kind of like trying to beat Chris Dodson.
Yeah,
Just saying.
kind of. Yeah, almost harder actually, but yeah, they didn't make Chris Dodson start last every week. No, they didn't make up rules that say Chris Dodson has to like
Add
start a
weight.
lap down
Yeah.
and all kinds of shit. Like
That's
it
true.
got crazy
That's
there
true.
for a while. Which Mike Gano sometimes I think tunes in, or his son-in-law does, Cameron Hensley. So, the night nurse is back to it. This is just a show about babysitting and how we do it. Actually, if you want,
Fortunately, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
yeah, you've outgrown it. You got
Oh yeah,
you're
all
a
you
great
guys
dad.
all you guys are where I was when I
That's
started
it.
racing when I met you. So now,
Yeah.
how do you like it that the tables are
The
turned?
tables are turned.
The savvy veteran.
Where did I think I know the answer to this, but where did the 6-pack racing thing come from?
That
'Cause
comes
that's-
from Kyle,
Okay.
and that's straight up from the Kenny Rogers 6-pack movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
and
one
he
of
started that, but it just spread throughout you and
Oh
Rusty
yeah, he
and
started
everybody.
that when he was 17 years old in high school. I think when they were working on his dad's car. So
Really?
that was just, and that's when I talk about coattails.
Yep.
Then people would just come along and jump on the coattails of it.
And what about the color scheme? The orange and you don't have any green on that car, but usually it was always black,
Okay,
orange,
I'm
green.
going to take full credit. The neon green and neon orange, and if Kyle's watching, he better respond to this.
Yeah,
That was my idea.
Motherfucker.
That was my idea. I wanted it something to stand out, so I'm the one that came up with the neon green and the neon orange.
I think Kyle is watching. I saw him comment earlier.
Oh, what's up, Kyle? What's
Uh,
up, Chip Barnes? What's up,
those are-
Jimmy Parker? What's up, Jen Forward?
Some of the smart ass. Yeah, see, smart ass
Kyle Wood, he
golf
said,
people
"Hello."
from Brandon. No, those ain't.
Oh, the
and
golf
way
people.
He shot 82 at
You
Brandon.
can take me golfing?
If you'd like to, yeah.
I would
Then
love
you get to deal with some of these idiots, and trust me, the guys at the racetrack hold nothing on some of these morons that I
Hey.
play golf with.
I might not be able to be. I can't swing the membership yet, but I'd love to try out the course. If you know what I'm saying. You live close by. Just tell me when you're going.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't go on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday like you do.
Oh,
but maybe a Saturday or Sunday. Do you golf on the weekends too, or is it
No, just during the week.
really?
No.
This guy's a savage.
Untidy.
Yeah. How many? Do you ever golf twice a day?
No, I'm too old for that.
Okay.
I'm too
Have you
run
ever
down
done
for
it?
that. I have, and it takes its toll. Actually, you don't really. I don't know if it's the golfing twice a day or all the beer that you drink.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with the beer. Yeah. I haven't decided yet.
That's the way I like to golf.
I'm gonna blame the golf.
Hey, if we golf together, I'm bringing a keg. But yeah, I would love to if you're serious about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be more than happy to do that.
Okay, I thought somebody was tapping on the door. I was like, oh shit. All right, back to the racing and stuff. What's up, Scott Burchett? All right, so 6-pack racing came from Kyle. The number, I mean, the color scheme came from you.
Yes.
Kyle was already 19 because his father was 19 back in the day.
19, I believe, was his grandfather,
Okay, so even
if
better.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 19 was his grandfather.
And is that why you did 91? Because
I
it was
just
just
flipped-
the Traverse.
I just flipped it.
Was there already a 19 in you car?
No, I just flipped the 19 and made it 91.
I know. I'm just thinking like, why
Yeah, I didn't want to.
copy his shit.
I didn't want to copy him, but so much.
Yeah.
There's only one Kyle Wood.
I look like I'm Kyle Wood's son out here
Can't
driving
be
a
a
U car.
coattailer.
You know,
Yeah,
either.
it can't be a coattail.
Yeah, so I'll do 91. Switch it up. Okay, so and I guess as far as Rusty becoming 92, shout out episode 92 where we're at. That was just like what's closest. And,
Yeah.
No reason behind it necessarily.
I don't know. No, it was just 91, 92.
Okay.
So.
I also remember see, Cameron Ruggles is not going to like. I think he's watching too, but he's not going to like this episode. I finally have a special trophy back from Shenandoah Speedway that he's not going to enjoy remembering. And I also remember one time when I think it was when Cameron was really young and he was it was like his first season or something. He wasn't quite competitive. I can't remember. Maybe it was when he was in the Grand Stock, but you were still racing U car. And there was some Facebook drama. We talked about it at Taylor's the day after or something.
Oh, the Facebook drama, and I didn't know there was any.
You
drama.
didn't give a shit.
No, I
just,
didn't. I just asked because a car had stopped on the track, and I was like, what was wrong with the car that stopped on the track? I wasn't being accusative, and then Cameron referred to me.
Well, even
as,
if you were, but
then Cameron referred to me as Frank Silva, the god of racing, and I was like, well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Hey,
no, something happened on the track and a car stopped, and I was just like, did something break? What was going on? And that was just a situation where I think he thought I was attacking him, like, oh, you stopped on the track to get the caution for that, and I was like, no, just asking, and it ended pretty quickly after that. He was like, I thought you were saying this. I was like, no, I wasn't attacking you. I was just kind of curious as to what happened.
Yeah. I talked to you at Taylor's that day, like, while it was happening. It was like, I can't remember why I was even there. Maybe it worked. I don't know.
You were working on their heat and air units,
I always
which are
next
always
door,
out of order.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, I think it was there because of that. But for some reason, I thought that was maybe it was a Monday right after the Saturday, Sunday.
And I was like, I don't know why he was upset with me. There's nothing
too big.
No.
Do you have a, I know that you said earlier that it's all for hobby and that, you can't get so mad at some people. And do you have a biggest rival? Somebody that, not necessarily that you hate or dislike, but just somebody that, to this day, that if it was coming down in the last lap, that you wouldn't even put a doubt in your mind that you'd, hopefully, I would say that that'd be anybody, but some people wouldn't unless
there's no
it's a
one
dislike
that I would, go after
the
wreck to make sure that I beat them and they didn't win. No. Mm-mm.
That would be everybody for me, but either way, okay.
No. I'd do it.
You don't have any rivalries, though, that stick out to you?
No.
What about you, Brad?
Coming from a fan's perspective, whenever Frank or Rusty would race, I would say it's probably Jamie.
Okay, but what about when you were in the street stock?
No, hell no. I was middle of the pack all the time.
I know, but I
had no care.
The middle of the pack people have rivals that are middle of the pack people. That's how I've always had it, yeah.
I can't remember the guy's names. Maybe Larry Lamb was a guy we raced against.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Lamb, yes, he did race. No, I never really had anyone like that. I mean, it's been fun watching and, racing with some of these guys. Like, okay, so you two, both young guys, when I met you both have kids and family. Jamie got married, 2 kids now, and meeting you guys, you were pretty much teenagers, and marriage and kids weren't really on the horizon. You guys were just out there having fun. So it's been actually fun watching. I mean, even Kyle, to that extent, he was with Amanda, but they weren't married. Now they got 2 kids. Ryan Boggs. Ryan Boggs. He was just dating Stephanie, now married with 2 kids. Hollywood's, everybody, Brent Banks, married. It's just weird, everybody's
Brad's getting a divorce.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Probably after being over here tonight. But yeah, everyone, watching all these kids, because I was, married, divorced, and dating my now wife with 3 kids and watching everybody else grow up. That's been a lot of fun, seeing all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, wouldn't trade any of that stuff for the world. But no, I don't ever recall really having any rival. I mean, there's always going to be somebody you're mad at one week out of the next, but
yeah,
I've never really run into one that would.
Never hung on to any.
No, and like Daniel Thomas would be he'll race you hard, right? And then he'll wreck you. Whatever, you might yell and shout, and then the next week if something goes wrong with your car, him and Josh are the first 2 in the pits jumping in your car to get it fixed.
That's true.
So you can't get mad at people that are willing to do that for you.
You told me earlier. I just didn't know if you were being truthful or if you were going to stick to it or not.
No, I'll stick to it.
Yeah, I can name you 10 motherfuckers I hate. I'm just kidding.
There are some guys I love to watch, and some guys I love to watch lose. But but they weren't in my division; they were in the upper divisions. So,
who do you like to watch lose?
It's
now that you said it.
One of the guys. I always love watching Thomas Stenson lose.
Oh God, that's gonna start.
But it was fun.
A Kyle Wood fan.
No,
thing.
It was a Kyle Wood fan but Thomas was always super nice to me and super nice to Kyle, and I loved watching Thomas lose. But then I also remember watching Thomas some nights where I was really at Langley when him and Beluza were racing, where Beluza would give it to him, and Thomas would give it right back. So it'd lose in a fun way.
It's funny how that happens. You're excited to see him lose at Southside, but as soon as you get out of town, you're like, he better beat everybody.
But he's also
here.
one of the first guys that congratulated Kyle when he won. So yeah, I love it in a fun way because I mean, obviously he dominated that division for a while, so you don't mind seeing that. I really, I know a lot of people. I know he was really a love-hate person. I really loved Chris Dotson racing because I really think he embraced not being liked. I think he
wore the black hat. And
yes, he loved it. But also, Chris understood that it was a hobby.
Y'all join me in the cussing. Sorry.
No, Chris understood it was a hobby, and Chris put on a show. He was always super nice to me down in the pits. But when it came time to put on the show, I mean, he was one of the best at it. I mean, there were a lot of people that showed up at Southside Speedway on Friday nights hoping to see Chris Dotson lose.
Yes.
And he played a big part into getting people there. I mean, and he didn't lose often, but he played a big part into getting people there because they wanted to see him lose.
But you're not saying that you liked seeing him lose.
I really enjoyed him. I really
his success.
did.
Yeah. Okay, it branched off the other story. I didn't know if you were.
Oh yeah, no. You were asking about people I didn't
liked watching lose.
There was a guy that ran late model for a few years by the name of Mike Kersey, and I never.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't care. I really don't care. I never ever minded seeing that guy lose.
Really?
So I can tell you that.
Okay, I don't remember him, so he sounds like a loser.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark Marshall? All right, so no rivals. Who are your favorites? We usually do this. I like to try to keep it fast nowadays. People, like I said, try to drag their feet through the rapid fire, and you're going to be in this too, so start thinking.
Down.
Favorite U-car driver. Or Bandolero. We'll do Bandolero, so you can give a couple seconds to think about U-car.
Tristan Brunelli.
Okay. U-car.
Crap. Go, Brad. You go.
Brad Hugo? What? No, you got to pick
no,
somebody
Brad.
relative.
You go. You answer this question first.
I mean, I'd go with either you or Alex, so I'm rooting for somebody now.
Can't be me. That's show rules.
It started with Frank and went to Rusty.
It can be of
Went
all
to
time.
Alex.
It doesn't have to be current. I don't race. Alex,
it's always the people you grew up with. I mean, obviously you're in the stands, you're rooting for those people every week.
What about Bandolero?
Never watched Bandolero, but now obviously watching Danny's son Tristan drive.
Okay,
Jess and Danny's.
Okay, then a U-car driver. I got two, Wes and Charlie Simons.
Okay.
All right.
What numbers are they?
They were number 3 and number 99? 3 and 99. 3 and 88, excuse me. 3 and 88.
99.
You really can't ask modified, because that's an easy answer there.
That's an easy answer. Kyle would.
Kyle would,
yeah.
But then I got to tell you, I mean, if Kyle wasn't going to win, then, Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson.
Of course.
Yeah. Hopkins, late model for me. I've always followed Hopkins.
Chris Hopkins?
Yeah.
I
love Chris Hopkins.
Not Eddie Johnson, not Chris Dotson?
Nope. The 43, back when I was growing up.
He's been on the show. Check it out.
I love, I like Dotson, but Fernandez was my favorite late model driver.
Of course, yes. Shout out to Fernandez. Also been on the show.
Yeah.
Grand stock or street stock. Combine the two classes because nowadays there is no separation between street stock and grand stock. So you can separate them if you want, but nowadays
really, when it was grand stock, I really like Donnie Newman. After talking to Chris Hott a lot and Renaud Marchetti, I like them. It's probably going to be those two. And he was crazy, but I did like Mark Simpson. He was crazy.
Wheelman.
He was crazy, but I loved him.
Car, dude.
You looking for a show? I like Troy Carter.
Yes.
He was fun to watch back in the day.
Of course. Late model, y'all already answered.
Yeah.
What about like super late model? Like, it doesn't have to be a super late model, but like somebody that's outside of Southside Speedway or Dominion, or it could even be a Peyton Sellers or something like that. But I'm talking like big names.
So we want a story or just a name?
Both.
Okay, then I will give you a story. Of
just the name from Brad.
Okay.
No, you.
I mean, following up, I'll say I like Josh Berry. I've been following him now for about 5 years, but he's just become super big now with Junior Motorsports.
Yeah, for sure.
Met Tyler Hughes because I met him when the first time I ever went to Old Dominion. I was the second car there. They were the first, and his family was super good to me. So I always root for Tyler Hughes, but Tyler Ankrum would be one that I really followed because we were at Langley one Saturday night. Kyle had run. And Southern National had gotten rained out, and this 16-year-old kid comes up there to Langley where outsiders just don't normally run good. think they let him make 10 practice laps. Started at the back of the field for the first race, finished 7th. And then the second race, he chased down the Edwards boys. He finished 2nd, but he ran them down, and I was like, oh, this kid's pretty good.
And that was Tyler Ackerman?
Tyler Ankrum. He's driving a truck now.
Really?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah. That does. I knew it sounded familiar, but I still couldn't put 2 and 2 together.
But I watched him that night, and I was like, oh, this kid can drive. He means business. Another one. I love him, and this also is going to tie into the six-pack racing. Joey Polvoy running the modified down at in Saluda. I mean, that's somebody who's worked his way up from nothing, and he's a wheel man. I mean, I love going to watch him race.
Yeah, dirt tracks are fun too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Callback to Tyler Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get Tyler Hughes on the show at all. Mason Bailey's been on the show, and now Mason Bailey's big time in me. Big time in me. Hopefully he's watching this. Text me back right now.
If he was so big time, why didn't he beat Justin Marsh at Shenandoah?
Ooh,
shout out to Greg Holt on that one. Just saying.
Shit, Mason, you hear that?
I'm just kidding, Mason.
Mason,
I'm just kidding. I was very happy that Greg Holt got his first late model win as an owner because I paint for Finer Homes, so I was very happy that they got that. I'm not picking on you.
Worked for Greg Holt, so I root for his shit too.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying, and Mason Bailey needs to come onto the show to defend himself, but but he won't text me back. All right, so I think your favorite NASCAR driver?
Oh, it was always senior.
What about since senior?
Junior.
Really?
Yeah. I went
Dude, I had a Dale Jr. Christmas hat that I was going to bring down, but I was like, he's probably not a Junior fan.
Oh, no, it was senior. It was senior, then junior, and now. Wow, I don't know. I mean,
a lot of young guys now.
I like Chase Elliott. Yeah, he does. I mean, I'm all right with him. And I mean, I've met some of. I mean, just when Sue did the Denny Hamlin stuff, and Brad remembers. Brad and Alex both helped me paint that track when those races were going on. So we painted the Speedway, and Sue would let me come down in there and meeting. I don't think a whole lot of people are Joey Logano fans, but I met him. He's a really nice kid. He's a really nice guy. Kevin Harvick, very nice guy, which he's not a kid, but but I know Logano gets picked on a lot, but I really enjoyed meeting him. He was very nice, and but I'd probably have to go with Chase Elliott. I mean, I like the way he drives.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to hate Chase Elliott, and you're actually right about that. I didn't follow around anybody, but somebody that I was kind of with asked Joey Logano, which at the time he was like 18. But at the time, asked Joey Logano for a picture, and he was more than willing and got his parents to take the picture. It was very, very cool. Nowadays, obviously, of course, I view Joey Logano a little bit different just because of some of his
antics,
tactics. But I still respect him for it. Like, I think when he wrecked Martin Truex Jr. out of the way at Martinsville, I didn't like Joey Logano at the time, and I said, you still have to give it to him. That was his, he took that race, and it was his race, and I give him all credit where credit's due. So I do remember him in person. Granted, he was 18 and probably loving the signatures and all the BS at the time, being extremely nice and very cool. And I didn't ask him for one myself, but I just watched it from very close distance, and had a different feeling about him. And then once the whole Matt Kenseth thing happened, things changed a little bit. But I still respect him, I guess. But I'm sure he's not as cool now about
as far as the best driver. It's got to be. And this is just from me watching him in those races at Southside. It's got to be Kyle Busch, because I watched him drive the Dean McRae late model up there one night, and that thing, you could tell we were standing in turn 4 in the outside pits and watching him come through, and just the way he was cranking on the wheel. But he wasn't gonna. That guy can drive.
That was when I became a Kyle Busch fan.
He can drive.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching Southside Speedway at the time for 16, 17 years, and I'd never seen anybody wheel like that.
He didn't. It was like a reckless abandon. He was sailing that thing in, and it was all over the place. And he wasn't going to let
tires off coming out of the corner, far from the wall.
Yeah, that guy can drive.
Every lap for 150 laps straight.
Oh, yeah.
It was insanity. The only person that could even compete with him was Chris Dotson, and that's why Chris Dotson is Chris Dotson. Yeah.
Of course, everybody forgets the first person to win a Denny Hamlin race was
Chris Hopkins.
There you go.
Yeah. And I didn't know that, actually, until Chris Hopkins came on the show.
Yeah.
And then him and Bubba Wallace almost fist fought on the backstretch or something after Bubba Wallace flipped him a couple years later.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
I
remember that too.
Okay.
That was justified.
What about your What about your favorite NASCAR driver? I think I already know the answer to this.
I'd say Blaney, Elliott, Larson.
The Blaney
Truex.
one is cool, but the mutual friends with the Blaneys. I remember when we were at Martinsville, every Blaney fan that we ran into that wasn't Brad Diggs was like, I want to fight you because you're a Kyle Busch fan.
Yeah. I don't understand.
What was that?
I don't know. I wasn't a Kyle Busch fan at all.
I know. Well, I know. They wanted to fight us because we were Kyle Busch fans. You were a Blaney fan with them.
Martinsville was kind of crazy. I mean, everywhere we go, I think you and Alex.
Not me.
Teach too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all Kyle Busch.
And nobody else, but it was all 5 of us.
Yeah, that's
remember?
It. But yeah, say
TJ was like,
we had steak sauce.
You're going to talk shit to 5 of us? Because Bo didn't come last minute.
Right.
We were like, there's 4 of us here, TJ. Thank you. Great shit talk.
Yeah.
All right.
TJ can't.
Tina, who's your favorite NASCAR driver? Tina's back. Lean into that mic. You're really far away, producer Tina. Oh, yeah. They're all hot.
Okay.
Tina.
Hot mic.
Yeah, Tina's act like she's never produced a show.
I don't know. I like Kyle Busch. I
She
like
likes
Bubba
Samantha
Wallace
Busch.
a lot.
She likes Samantha Busch. Have you ever gotten any Samantha Busch merch?
No.
Okay. She has clothes and stuff, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
She has a clothing line. It's not like merch.
Heidi follows
It's like-
her on all kinds of.
That's the boy
platforms.
version of, or the,
It doesn't have like her. It's not like a graphic with her
version.
name on it or anything.
Of course not. It's not like Kyle Busch's wife
But
T-shirt.
Yeah, she does. But yeah, she does. Yeah, she's got a clothing line. It's really nice.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
actually
so
what
I
I-
like her.
That's actually what Santa got you for Christmas. is some
Ooh.
Samantha Busch clothes.
Ooh.
Not really. And when he doesn't bring that, don't get mad at him. I got a couple things else for you.
Okay.
I need to mention sponsors again, but we'll get to it.
You said
I can't read my own handwriting, so sorry.
You said
for the
no dead time.
dead air,
My
because I'm
God.
trying to read my own notes.
Is
Okay,
Everybody's
Beer or is
panicking
it the
back
handwriting?
there.
it's the
Mixture of
handwriting.
both. Okay.
I think no. I know what it is. It's not the beer tonight. It was the beer the night that I did the handwriting.
Gotcha.
Okay,
There
Does
you
that-
go.
does that
Well,
clear
I
up
can
the
relate
air?
to that. I can relate to that.
Yeah, that
My
clears up the air a
schedule
little
the next
bit.
day often changes because I can't read the handwriting from the night before.
Yeah.
I'll write something right now, and it'll be twice as clear as everything on this page. But that's when the master, that's when all
Why you
the
got
masterpieces
notes app
happen.
on your phone, dude.
I've got that too, but everything's been copied over to this. But I was apparently blind and hammered when I did it.
Wow.
Not really, but okay. Well, I think that mostly covers it. I do need to shout out my sponsors again: TKG Construction, Sara Kay Speedshots. We talked about the numbers and why they're 90. You have no idea why his grandfather's number would have been 19. I mean, that would have been
No, I don't. You'd
we
have to
would've
ask
been-
Kyle. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wasn't in the picture on that one.
All right, I'm bringing Kyle back on for another episode to ask him just that one question, then we'll end it.
That sounds.
That was my bad. I'm
that
supposed to
sounds
move
good.
the mouse every once in a while.
Kyle's not much of a talker. He's pretty quiet.
He was great once he got on.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. I was saying,
I'll say, just get him
maybe
drunk.
the first couple seconds, but he was fine after that. Did you? Oh, I know what it was. Did you already finish all your Christmas shopping? You mentioned that you were done with Christmas now. Did you hear that, Tina? Tina's a very big Christmas fan. He is.
So
done
am
with-
I. I'm a huge Christmas fan. No, I've been done with my Christmas shopping for a couple weeks.
Can we show Tina your outfit that you had?
Oh, if you'd like.
Can we show the camera the outfit you had?
I prefer you didn't.
Do you want to do hot sauce, or do you want to show the camera the picture of the?
You can show him the picture.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Christmas Story, Tina?
Yeah, I've seen it once or twice. Do
Once or twice. Okay. Remember when
you
I
have the
said
pink
that?
bunny costume?
I do. Oh yeah, it was adorable.
I'm sure it was.
We're gonna close out the show with that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably should, because I don't want to answer any more questions after that.
Yeah. Remember when I said that I watched the Christmas Story literally on repeat because it comes on repeat on TBS.
It does on
the entire
TBS
Christmas.
and
Oh, Christmas
TNT.
Day. Yeah,
It's 24
absolutely.
hours of Christmas
You would be
Story.
shocked when I was wearing
Absolutely.
that. How many people, and you would think, because I wore it at a golf tournament, so there are a lot of people up there that are like looking at me like, that's an Easter. I was like, I'm Ralphie from A Christmas Story. And
Obviously.
they're like, what?
They
And
never
I was like,
seen it.
oh, I was like, shame on
What?
you. Yeah.
What kind
How
of
old-
Christmas
how
must
old were these
people
golfers?
No, I
have?
know,
Bunch of
I
heathens.
know.
Bunch of Gen X golfers. You were
I
with?
know.
What
No,
was
these were some.
this? 20-year-old golfers.
One of the guys is older than me. I was like, how have you not seen that?
Yeah.
What is wrong with
Like you
I-
produced that fucking.
I
movie.
made him go sit in the corner for 5 minutes. Yeah.
You should have.
This story's about your life.
You fucking shot his eye out with a BB just for yeah. All right, I won't make you show the picture, I guess. But
I'll say it probably becomes the most paused moment in the
I can show the
podcast.
picture.
Yeah.
Brad wants to hand me my phone. I don't mind showing the picture.
oh, okay, yeah, I forgot it was
I
over
have
there. You
no-
do have to show Tina after we go off live, though. And everybody, like I said again, like and share the. Get the phone, Brad. Get the phone. He gave me that, yeah. But carry the mic with you. I'm just kidding.
Don't actually.
Thank you again for joining us. We will, I guess, close it out with this. Thank you again, Brad, for joining us. Like we said earlier.
Now we're closing it out with the picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brad has 9 kids, but was still able to
9
make
kids
it out
count.
for it.
9.
Make it out to the studio. Yeah. And counting. Yes. You're working on another one?
Hell no, I hope not.
Brad was like, I worked on it right before I came
I'm
here.
I'm
I'm
getting
like,
snipped tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I hope he is.
I was like,
working
I
on
thought your
another
kids were
one.
still up when you left. He's like, they were.
they were. The wife's put them in bed.
You're never
She's
gonna-
texting me
I know, but
nonstop.
I was making a joke about you still trying to get more kids. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, they're still awake. What?
No.
Oh,
No
wow.
more.
How can I not find that? I found it to show you
All
two.
right, here
Oh
we
my
go.
God.
And
Cold
now I
feet.
can't
So
find
much
it. No, I don't have
pressure.
cold feet. I don't care. I mean,
I actually do have cold feet because
What's
the
the
heater
wor-
is falling behind
Cold
it.
AF in
The concrete's cold.
what's the worst that's going to happen? People are going to pick on me more?
Just show them that thong photo you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, show me,
Even
show him
better.
the dick pic that you showed me.
No, that might actually. You want to get some views, man. You might get some views about
Oh
that.
yeah,
on there.
Daddy, that's what I'm
Man,
talking
man,
about.
You might be able to quit Bradley Mechanical then.
Whoa,
buddy.
we can do it.
We're going to go full podcast on that one. I mean,
Wish y'all's jingle.
Sign up for my
Get you out of the
OnlyFans.
fixture in.
Yeah.
there we go. There it is. If you want to figure out how to show that, there you go.
Oh yeah.
By the way, if anyone is wondering, the jackass standing next to me, his name is Mike Forward. Hopefully, Ethan can get him on a podcast.
Is he eligible? Is he got some good stories? Racing anything?
He doesn't have any good racing stories, but he's got
Doesn't
good
have to be.
stories. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
good stories are
It's
always
okay.
good.
oh yeah.
I've had some comedians on and everything, but sometimes they get pretty wild. You know. One comedian came all the way from
Sometimes it's your
Fredericksburg and dropped an N-bomb. I'm like, whoa, the guy, settle down.
Yard sailing.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right, I guess before I lose this spectacular photo, although I will say you are drinking a
It's what we like to call a transfusion: vodka, Sprite, cranberry juice, and orange juice.
and burning an old John Daly Sig. Is he your favorite golfer?
No.
Who is your favorite
Oh,
golfer?
Phil Mickelson.
Okay, but do you respect John Daly winning the PNC Championship this Saturday?
Absolutely. How do you not respect that guy?
That shit was badass. All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for
thanks
showing
for
up.
having me, Ethan. It was
Coming
great.
by.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome anytime, Brad. You're
Yep.
welcome
Good
anytime.
times.
Thanks, Tina, for putting the kids to bed for 9 hours straight and then still making it out to the studio. Like I said, like and share. Thank you to the sponsors, and I will post you as soon as I can when the next episode is. And of course, tune in then, like and share, so on and so forth. This is mostly for Tina. It's going to pass quickly by the camera.
Are
Oh,
you
I
sure
already
right to
lost
the
it.
camera?
dude.
Bring it back up for me.
All right, hold on.
Oh,
There you
geez.
go.
But yes, it will be a
By the
paused
way-
moment.
By the way, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy
Be ready on the-
holidays, Happy New Year.
Be ready on the blue button, Tina.
Yeah, get ready on the blue button. You're not kidding.
Okay. I know.